Hey there, it's Cliff. Welcome back to the UNAJUA learning series where we present crowdsourced minimum actionable responses to important questions in 15 minutes or less. This is the third and final installment of a three-part series presented by international media maven and financial inclusion advocate Kate Byrne, distilling a handful of global Web3 trends like crypto, NFTs, the metaverse, and even AI. Is the play-to-learn trend overhyped? Well, Kate's got a take on that, but before we get to it, if you haven't listened to our storytelling piece, Gom, the Babusinyoni story, you definitely should. The podcast relates the extraordinary personal story of Zimbabwean multi-hyphenate tech innovator Babusinyoni. It highlights the depth of African talent and human reliance. It's an inspiring conversation, and you can find a link to the episode in the show notes wherever you're listening right now, or check it out at africantechroundup.com. And thank you to the Cello Community Fund for getting behind African Tech Roundup's current season of blockchain-themed learning content. If you're new to the party, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at African Roundup, or search for African Tech Roundup on Facebook and LinkedIn to get caught up on everything. And of course, if you'd like to learn more about Cello's mission to build a financial system that creates the conditions for prosperity for everyone, visit www.cello.org. Now, Kate Byrne is an international media maven with many years of C-suite, new media, fintech, and tech community building experience earned at blue-chip brands such as Catapult X, SoCap Global, Inc., Fast Company, and now Pop Venture, where she's currently Chief Impact Officer. So here's Kate with views on the viability of leveraging Web3 to make a livelihood via trends like play to earn. Enjoy!
How big is this play to earn thing? Can one really leverage Web3 to make a livelihood? What are some of the other trends in this space coming down the line? I would say yes. Eventually, one can. There's no doubt, and we've seen it, that people are eager to pay real-world money for in-game items. That isn't up for debate at all. In fact, over $90 billion was spent on microtransactions in 2021. And that's according to Superdata Research. The majority of that came from gamers treating themselves to new costumes or weapon skins. Play to earn will be the future of the gaming economy, as earning fragmentation occurs in streaming channels. Making a living wage through the gaming space has become harder, though, for most players. The introduction of play to earn will allow people from all walks of life to earn by doing something they love. And what's really interesting about this trend is that it isn't just for gamers or tech geeks. In fact, there are already several mainstream companies that have jumped on board in crypto. Companies that include everything from Meta to NVIDIA, Qualcomm, Unity, Software, Roblox, Autodesk, even Microsoft. So what does this mean for you? Well, if you're interested in art and gaming, even virtual real estate, then jump in and pay attention to this trend and play with it, because that's what they're doing right now. And it's a great way to learn. And as you do, you'll be an early mover, and there'll be much you can build moving forward. It's also, by investing in blockchain technology, it's a great way to diversify a portfolio. However, there's some key things that have to take place that are really, really, really going to bump this up to a possibility. Because at the moment, most gamers don't really like the whole play to earn, although they're learning and seeing as their friends start to get more and more involved, the opportunity of it. Web3 is really got to come up and take place and really blast through. The internet's changed a lot over the past few decades. That we can't argue. But Web3 has an extraordinary new level of connectivity. And with that comes responsibility. So we're going to need tools to protect ourselves online while still enjoying all these benefits at the same time. Web3 it's interesting. While it's a technology of the future, it also takes us back in time in a sense. when people would actually connect directly on their own terms without any other third-party involvement. This is going to be true too, especially if you start to build and participate in the P2E space, because you'll be interacting directly with other players and potential clients. It's also going to begin to bring crypto assets into the mainstream by giving users more control over what happens with their money. That ownership piece is really, really key. What does this mean to you? It means you're not going to have to worry about losing access of your data being sold off if something goes wrong at any point in any time. This is because everything's decentralized through the blockchain technology. It also means that you'll be the one who makes money on your data, not some other company. Decentralized finance is another cryptocurrency trend that's going to be coming to the forefront. This is going to revolutionize financial services and products. And this enables and empowers you. Why? Because it's going to impact everything from lending and borrowing to asset management and payments. Now, what is DeFi? Well, DeFi is the use of blockchain in financial products and services. It works and allows users to interact with each other, again, without the need of a third party. As you can see, there's a running theme. Transactions are always conducted directly between two or more parties through a smart contract. Now, this removes the need for trust between strangers, as in the middlemen who are your banks, but it increases the need of trust between you and the folks that you're doing business directly with. And right now, we've seen an explosion in the whole DeFi space. More and more developers are starting to work on their DeFi projects, which means this is a huge opportunity for new businesses. Phase 2 is going to begin as we shift from early adopters to the early majority, and we can expect new and more efficient algorithms to come out, as well as new ways of storing data. Developers are going to seek ways to enhance more transparency, and they're also going to work to make it more user-friendly. So that next group is going to be able to really embrace blockchain technology and get more involved. This is going to ensure that the next groups, the lit majority and the laggards at long last, will take greater embracement and adoption of all things blockchain and DeFi. Some new areas that DeFi is getting involved in is DeFi insurance. And this is a project that allows users to insure their digital assets against losses. As more and more people embrace the whole DeFi realm and products, we're going to see a rise of more DeFi insurance platforms that will provide more coverage and protection for users and more business opportunities. We're also going to start to see traditional financial products venture into DeFi landscape. This is already starting to happen by some of the larger banks. By that, that's going to revolutionize how we can actually conduct transaction. What does this mean for you? It's a rapidly growing industry that's set to revolutionize how we interact with each other financially. And it allows users to conduct the transactions directly. Again, you are the person who owns your data. You are the person who makes money with your data. Next comes dApps. One of the top cryptocurrency trends that is going to be happening is the growth of dApps. These are applications that run on a decentralized network, such as Ethereum. dApps are different from traditional apps because they use blockchain technology rather than a number of central servers to store data and process transactions securely. They're also open source, which means that anyone can view the code and audit it for security. What does this do? Well, it makes them a heck of a lot more trustworthy than traditional apps. As users know, there's no chance of data being manipulated or stolen. In addition, they're often cheaper to use because they don't require, again, middlemen in the process transactions. And dApps are getting more and more popular because they offer users more security and transparency, and they're also cheaper to use. And it's a great option for those who are looking for affordable products and services. We're going to be seeing more and more of these dApps coming about. And if you're looking for a way to get in and you're a developer in the blockchain space and you're used to doing apps, then try your hand at dApps because it would be a terrific place to start. The final piece of this puzzle is something called WebAssembly, or WASM. And that's a programming language that makes it possible to run code from different languages on top of the same platform. This means developers can write applications in their favorite language without having to worry about compatibility issues. So as you can see, play to earn, yeah, that's one opportunity, but it's such a small piece of the pie as it's only focusing on gaming. As more and more broader industries that touch our daily lives get involved in the crypto space and embrace blockchain, there are more and more opportunities for you to get involved. What I would recommend is whatever you're doing now in Web 2, how could you translate that and transform that into a revenue stream in Web 3? You'd be surprised. It's going to be a lot easier than you think. Give it a shot.
A big thank you to Kate Byrne for sharing so generously in this series. But wait, there's more. Do look out for a nuanced, full-length podcast conversation Kate will be having with Deloitte data analytics and artificial intelligence specialists Jania Okwechime and Faisal Oosthuizen. It's definitely not one to miss. Now, remember to click on the UNAJUA link in the show notes wherever you're listening, or on the microphone icon on the right-hand side of your screen if you're listening from the africantechroundup.com website, to leave us a 60-second voice note reacting to this episode. Or you can tweet us using the hashtag UNAJUA series, or leave us a DM at African Roundup. Alrighty then. Till next time, take it easy, Africa.